Welcome to the Onigiri, traveler. How may I help you? Are you hungry? We don't have the most exotic food, but what we do have is hot and delicious. If you're looking to stay the night, we have a few rooms available. Again, they aren't the most luxurious, but you won't find a more comfortable bed anywhere in the village. You just need to warm up. Okay, take a seat over there. There's a spot next to the fire. It should warm you up in no time. I'll come by shortly to check on you. Are you warm enough? Good. I know I shouldn't pry, but I haven't seen you in the village before. Do you mind if I ask what your business is? You're a traveling merchant. I see. Well, since you've warmed up, you might want to continue on your way. I'm not being unfriendly. I just don't do business with assassins, spies, or criminals. Don't insult my intelligence, traveler. You carry no pack, you have no goods to trade, and you aren't dressed for a winter. The only thing you have is that samurai sword on your belt. Maybe you haven't heard, but since the Meiji Revolution, carrying a sword openly is a crime. I see. So, let me get this straight. You're carrying a magic sword, and you're on a quest to defeat a malevolent supernatural force that lives at the peak of the mountain. That's pretty amazing. In all my years of working here, I have to say I've never heard that one before. Just so we're clear, if anyone comes looking for you, I have no intention of lying to protect you. Now, are you going to order anything? You don't have any money. Well, that certainly changes things. I'll tell you what. You've managed to entertain me, so I'll get you some hot tea before I send you on your way. On the house, of course. Not so fast, you'll burn yourself. There you go. Tell me the truth, traveler. How have you managed to make it this far up the mountain? All you have is a sword, and you look like you haven't eaten in days. And I can tell it's been a while since you've had a proper rest. And if... Wait, you're wounded. Yes, I can see it's not life-threatening, but you're still going to get blood all over my floor. Alright, traveler, wait here. Hold still while I treat these wounds. I also brought you some food. Rice balls, the house specialty, and a bowl of miso soup. Why don't you tell me more about this malevolent entity you're trying to destroy while I patch you up? So this creature you've been hunting, it travels through time, hiding out in different periods of history. And wherever it goes, it brings pain and death. That sounds pretty bad. But if it travels through time, how are you able to chase it? You travel through time too. I should have guessed. I suppose your magic sword is responsible for that as well. Of course. To be honest, it's probably safer for both of us if you don't tell me the truth. That way, if anyone comes asking, I won't have to lie. So, how long do you plan on staying in the village? You're leaving first thing in the morning. Then you won't need a guide around the village, so I'll just give you the basics. This is the only inn and the only village on the mountain. The next town is 5 days away. Bandits are known to stalk the road, so be careful when you travel. Assuming, of course, you're not a bandit yourself. And just a friendly piece of advice. If you want to keep passing yourself off as a merchant, you should buy a chest of goods. I would recommend medicine. People aren't generally suspicious of healers. Besides, you have a friendly way about you, so I think you could pull it off. I mean, just look at you now. Somehow you've managed to get free tea, a meal, and I'm dressing your wounds. You're welcome, traveler. Alright, you're all patched up. Enjoy the rest of your food. Wait. For what? Tell you about myself. Well, what would you like to know? How I came to live here? I'm not sure I should. You haven't told me anything about yourself. At least not anything truthful. Alright. If you're really interested, let me pour you some more tea. I grew up in Kyoto. Well, not in the city itself, in a small farming village just outside the city. We weren't rich, but we had everything we needed. Then the revolution happened. My family sided with the imperialists before the war. One day I saw a man I'd never seen before show up to the house. My father told my brother and I to stay inside. There was something about the look on his face that scared me. I had never seen anything like it before. My mother took my brother and I to a small hiding spot under the floorboards. My brother refused to hide. She tried to force him, but he broke free from her grip and said he was going to help Father. At the time, I didn't know what he meant, but my mother told me not to come out, no matter what. She closed me in, and I just waited. I was so scared, I didn't understand what was going on. After a few minutes, I heard my mother cry out in horror. Then I heard the door open. Heavy footsteps moved towards her whimpering voice. She let out a scream that was cut short by a slashing sound. Then I heard a thump on the floor next to my hiding spot. I was frozen in fear. The heavy footsteps moved around the house for a few more minutes. I wondered if whoever it was looking for me. So I stayed as quiet as I could. I don't know how long I waited, but it was dark by the time I left my hiding spot. I saw my mother's lifeless body lying on the floor. I looked outside the window and saw my father and my brother, their bodies laid out in the grass, still clutching their swords. I know that's supposed to be an honorable way to die, but to be honest, I couldn't see a difference between my father and my brother and my unarmed mother. Your tea is low. Let me pour you some more. A few years later, I got work in a tea house in Tokyo. I had saved quite a bit of money. I had plans on opening my own restaurant. One day a government official came in to order some tea. I took his order as politely as I could, then went outside through the back. I started shaking uncontrollably, trying desperately to hold in my sobs. It was the man who'd killed my family. I wondered what he was doing here. Did he recognize me? Did he track me down somehow? I thought about leaving, but something told me not to. I wanted to make him pay for what he had done. I don't know how long it took, but eventually I pulled myself together and went back inside. I continued to wait on him, pouring on as much charm as I could. He apparently had no idea who I was. I talked to him for as long as I could. Eventually, he asked if he could do a private tea session with me. My stomach turned in revulsion, but I agreed. I knew I would never get this chance again. I gave him my address and told him to meet me there at sundown. He showed up right on time. We sat down at the table, and I poured him his tea. He drank eagerly. He had no idea I just poisoned him. After a few minutes, he started coughing up blood. I grabbed a small dagger I'd been hiding under my kimono and plunged it into his neck. I'll never forget the look on his face as we locked eyes. "This is for my family," I said, pulling out the knife. Blood shot out and he writhed around on the floor, still wearing that same look of surprise. I changed into clean clothes, gathered everything I could, and left. I've never told anyone that before. Please tell me you aren't a government spy. So you're a former imperialist samurai. You're being hunted by the government. Has anyone followed you? Does anyone know you're here? How did you really get that wound? You got it fighting off bandits. So the government doesn't even know you're alive. You came all the way here to climb the peak of the mountain, then kill yourself, dying by your blade rather than live with the shame of being a criminal and an outlaw. And the story you told me about the magic sword. Yeah, I knew it was a lie. If it's any consolation, it was a good one. Look, traveler, if you're really determined to end your own life on the mountain, I won't interfere. I won't pretend to know what you've gone through. But I do know what it's like to always look over your shoulder. I didn't say anything before, but I own this restaurant. I bought it with the money I'd saved working in Tokyo. There is a spare room available if you're interested. Well, it's less of a room and more of a closet, but it's warm. I'm sure there's something you could do to earn your keep around here. And it's been a long time since I had anyone that I could talk to. At least, anyone I felt I could trust. I guess what I'm saying is, stay. Please.